All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry for the long delay. It's been 5 months since my last upload. I apologize for that. I've been crazy busy. Um, I'm gonna get back on it. I'm gonna try to be consistent. In the meantime, I'm just trying to make the best video I can for you guys. I'm a golf equipment junkie. I love the game of golf. I love all the new tech features that they roll out every year. 2 yards is 2 yards, right? Who doesn't want 2 more yards? Um, Golf badge, you name it. But this is the first on the channel. This is actually a kind of an iron overview, if you will. And this is about this club right here, the AI Smoke. This is not the high launch. This is just a plain AI Smoke. I want to talk about this iron because I believe a lot of you guys are going to be super confused when if you buy these without hitting these. A lot of people do buy irons without ever hitting them or getting fitted. I mean, most people don't get fitted. So if you're not going to spend the money and time to go get fitted and you think these are smoking hot sexy, let me caution you. I'm not saying they're bad irons, but they're listed on Callaway's website as game improvement. If you go to Callaway.com, whatever it is, their website, you go to AI Smoke Irons, go to the standard, not the high launch, whatever. If you scroll down, it'll compare all the irons, and it says that these are game improvement. So let's talk about that, because I think they're not game improvement, and if you play game improvement irons, you're going to be sadly disappointed. All right, so let's talk about what is game improvement. This is an old Ping. And remember, every iron I'm showing you is a 6-iron, right? These are Ping G410s. To me, these are game improvement irons. The Callaway Paradigm is supposedly a game improvement iron. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference between those two blades? Huge difference, right? Size matters. When it comes to game improvement irons, size matters. Number one, the head profile is way different. The blade length is almost the same, almost. The offset's not quite as severe, but I say almost. I mean, look, can you see that? Am I showing that correctly? It's a shorter blade. It's a much thinner blade. It's not cavity back, which that's a cavity, right? Game improvement, large back cavity. So I'm like, wait a minute. I bought these, I hit them. I want to do some other comparisons. Because again, shafts are shafts, right? Your shaft that you need is the shaft you need. When you mix it with a head, it can do different things, right? So this is a Project X. This is called the Cypher shaft. This is a lightweight shaft, but it's high spin, high launch. These are high launching heads, in my opinion. Low spin. So if you hit a 6-iron, and this is super loft jack, right? So the A wedge in this set, 46 degrees for the A wedge. I think the P wedge is like 42 degrees. To put that in perspective, this is a TaylorMade P790, right? 6-iron. We're just comparing the 6-iron sizes. Again, a little closer, right? I'm not going to be able to show this, but this is a little closer to the P790 than it is the G410. So definitely from an overall footprint, confidence inspiring. If you need to look down and tell yourself, hey, it's meaty, that's a nice size club head, thick club, and that gives you confidence, play that iron, right? Because otherwise, this is a Titleist T150. This is what I play. I play the T150s. It's basically the T100. A lot of pros play T100. Some of them play it in the longer iron. Some of them play it full set. So this is a T150, which is the same profile as the 100. It's just 1 degree loft stronger, right? So that's your T150 versus the AI Smoke. Not a ton of difference. I'm trying to do this in the air and it's a lot more difficult. But again, not a ton of difference. They're pretty close. So it got me thinking, hey, what do these remind me of? So this is an iron that a lot of you have. This is an older one. This is a Apex, Callaway Apex. This is a CF16. One of my favorite iron sets ever made. Let's compare it to the Apex. And one thing that you'll notice right off the bat is they're pretty close. The footprint, blade length and width is pretty close to that of these Apexes from 2016. Now the Apex has a slight cavity back, which is the cut face technology. And these are more traditional lofts. And these are great irons. And the reason I'll never get rid of them is because they're good irons. And sometimes when I have friends come over, they need irons. I got tons of sets they can choose from. So what does this iron, what does this compete with? Honestly, I think they're trying to compete with this. I think that the the AI Smoke Irons are trying to compete with that of the T200. Titleist T200. These are 2024s, I think. 2024, I think, is when they dropped the new T200. Anyways, this is the newest model, T200. AI Smoke. Sorry I didn't clean that club. That's disheartening. But again, I mean, they're pretty close to the T200s. For shits and giggles, this is the T350. Yes, I know I have a lot of irons, right? This is a T350, which is Callaway's, one of their they classify this as a game improvement. The T200's player's distance. Again, let's look at these again. So we got the T350. We got the T350. We got the T350 on your far right, the T200, and the AI Smoke. Let's talk about feel. I'll be honest with you. I think these things feel pretty good. They remind me, from a feel standpoint, of the P790s, which these were great irons. This is a 6 iron. I don't always hit it out of the middle of the club face. But yeah. So from a feel standpoint, if you're hitting the P790s and you like the way these feel, then I think you'll love the way these feel. I think these feel great. Looking down, the blade length, almost identical. And then just an ever slight hair thicker on the AI Smoke compared to the P790s. Now let's talk about performance a little bit. Okay, these things are rockets. They are complete rockets. I think for me, they're uncontrollable. Obviously, this is not the right. So I play, just so you guys know, my iron shafts that I play, and I've gotten older, I've lightened the weight up. I play 105 gram stiff dynamic gold. Used to always play 120s, 120 grams, even 130 grams in some. 105 gram shafts, just so you know, for comparison, I hit my driver about 250, give or take. Yesterday was 318 downhill, wind behind me. Normally 250, normally carry 225-ish. It just depends on the day. 7 iron is my 150 club. It flies about 145, 150. I hit an 8 iron, 140-ish, 135, 140. Most of my irons are about 10 to 12 yards gapping. My pitch and wedge goes about 110 in the air. This pitch and wedge, 20 yards longer. Hit that 130 in the air. That's great, right? Everybody wants more distance. My 6 iron, the Titleist 6 iron I hit, it flies 165 in the air. I hit this 6 iron consistently 180, 175, 180. That's great, Scotty. Why are you complaining? I'm not complaining. But let me tell you about the downfall of me hitting a 6 iron that far. And for most, I consider myself an average golfer. Statistics say I'm longer than average, but I'm an average golfer, right? I don't pound at 300. I don't hit pitching wedges 150 yards. Like, that's not me. So I'm just like you guys. I can't hold the green with these. Can't. The lofts are so strong. The spin rates are low. So I have launch monitor, all that stuff, iPad, get it out. I'm testing these. The launch trajectory and the landing angle, the launch trajectory is not bad. It throws the ball up there. But the problem is, without having enough spin, that ball, it doesn't have enough spin on the descent angle, the landing angle, for me to hold the green. I think these are fun. And I'll tell you why they're so fun. I want to remind you, with this T150, right? Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. If I hit a ball here with the T150, it goes nowhere. It's not going anywhere. It's just a dud. If I hit that same ball here on this AI Smoke, the drop off in yardage is not very much. So if you have a hard time always finding the center of the club face, and you don't want to play, a big meaty game improvement iron, or even, which I think these are some of the best irons made, the Ping I-210, right? It's still a pretty meaty club. When you compare even the I-210, the I-230 is a little bit smaller profile, but again, if you don't want to play the I-210, it's an amazing iron. These are amazing irons, but they have higher spin rates. But when you mishit it, the drop off, distance control wise, is an issue. So for me, for irons, I do not care about distance on my irons. I got a buddy of mine, and if he's watching this, he's laughing. I had a 7 iron. He had a 9 iron. He plays at 2021 Apexes, Callaway Apex. My swing is different, right? There's a lot of different. We're not all the same, and it doesn't matter that he hits a 9 iron how far I hit a 7 iron. So if you're caught up in all that, you don't have a hard time. Irons are supposed to be dart throwing machines. When you play an iron, there's a couple things that matter: launch angle, spin rate, descent angle. It doesn't matter how far you hit any club. If you're hitting something that's remember, irons are supposed to be throwing darts onto the green. And if you have spin rates that are too low, if you have landing angles that are too steep, even if you hit that 6 iron 175, 80 yards to the middle of the green, that ball might not stop on the green. It might continue to hit, skip, roll off the bat. Nobody wants to be chipping all the time. Higher scores. You want to hit your greens in regulation, and you want to hit a ball that's going to hit the green and stay there, or at least not roll out 40 feet, 30 feet. If you hit a ball consistently and I can fly at 145 and it's going to roll out 10 or 12 feet, 7, 8 yards, you can play that and manage that. But just again, I think these irons are great for the right person and the right people. And if you don't know if that's you, please go get fit. Otherwise, you're going to waste a bunch of money. I think these are $1,000. I think 5 through A wedge or 5 through P wedge is $1,000 with stock options. And Callaway has some good options for shafts. I got these to try them out. I got some friends that want to buy them. I'll probably sell them. They're way too light for me, again. But people in my area will buy these all day, right? I enjoy it. But again, let's wrap this up. AI Smoke is not a game improvement iron. Game improvement irons are to give you confidence when you look over the ball. These are smaller profile. Again, if you're looking for confidence inspiring profile, this is not the club for you. I think this is more of a player's distance iron, and maybe there's a mistake on Callaway's website. I've seen people call these player's distance. They're not. To me, they're not player's distance either, because the spin rates are so low. And this is the highest. Just so you know, this shaft that's in here, this is the highest launching and spinning shaft that Project X has for the standard options. This thing, it hits them high, but they're not landing and holding greens. Not like the rest of these irons. They just don't. So like, again, if you're gonna play up to a 5-iron, I think these only come up to 5-iron, right? If you're gonna play that 5-iron, you're gonna have a hard time holding greens if you don't get fit. And I think if you go get fit, right? If you go get fit, there's a good chance you probably won't be fit into these. I think that Callaway with the AI Smoke Irons are in a weird, they're in a weird area. To me, these kind of want to compete with their Apex line, right? I mean, again, this is not a forged iron, and Apex irons are normally forged, and this is a 2016 cut face CF16. But again, I think this is a weird area. You know, if you're 60 years old, 50 years old, 70 years old, slower swing speed, these might be for you. If you just care about raw distance, these are distance machines. If you don't care about hitting it high and landing it, holding the green, buy these. You know, this is an iron one day, if I make it to 70 years old, I would probably love to play these because they just go. Get it up as far as you can to the green and then chip and putt, right? That would work for you. But if you're serious about being competitive and you're like single digit handicap and down, these are not for you. If you hit your normal 7-iron, 140 and above, these are not for you. Who are these for? Let me try to package this up. I think these are for people with way slower swing speeds. They do have a high launch model. The high launch model will probably help you hold the green, but there comes a point where the high launching, you're losing distance because the ball's ballooning on you. So your 3 windows you want to talk to your fitter about when you get fit: launch angle, spin rate, descent angle. Make sure you talk about those 3. Again, are these terrible irons? No, but I think they're marketing these to a wide audience, and I feel these are not made for a wide audience. They're not. They're cool, hip marketing. Callaway does a pretty good job marketing. AI smoke, AI technology. It's all great. It's all buzzwords. They're decent golf clubs for most people. I think they're exceptional for a small segment of people who are older, who will want absolute ballers but need that distance. These are for you. Slower swing speeds. All you care about is max distance. These are for you, because if you miss-hit the center, they'll still go. If you are starting out at golf, these are not for you. If you're nervous over the ball, these are not for you. Smaller profile, shorter blade, not for you. You need a traditional game improvement iron like I showed earlier. That will help you out. If you have any questions, please feel free. I still get tons of questions on a bunch of older videos. It's kind of inspiring. I try to answer all that I can. With that said, y'all have a great day. Hit the like button, subscribe. Peace.